Hello Pokemon fans, I'm Professor K for the Pokemon Evolutionaries, and today I am doing a video that I have never done before. That is because we're about to do something that we've never done before. I'm going to show you guys what we are submitting off to PSA. Now you guys may remember us doing a video for my friend trainer Tony, and he actually grades cards, or he has a grading service. So I'm going to be sending these cards off to him, and he does it also for the public as well. So I will include a link in the description down below to how you can contact him for that. But there's actually going to be two videos. This is a two-parter. You're going to see one today and then another one probably a month to a month and a half away from now, probably more like a month and a half away. We are going to be doing PSA grading. Now, this is something I've never done before. I own PSA cards, but none of them are cards that I have graded for myself. So I'm actually going to be grading some of the gold stars that you've seen in the background, some of the Japanese cards I have, and some of my shining cards. So I'm going to show you guys here real quick what we are going to be sending off, and I'm going to tell you what I'm hoping to get out of them, just kind of as a PSA grading video, just to show you guys, you know, what's being sent off, and then you guys can see what they come back as. So we're going to start things off here with this first one, which is going to be this Koro Mew. This is a Japanese card that a lot of people are very much this is a very much sought after card. A lot of people really look for this card. That's what I was looking to say. This Koro Mew is not in absolute pristine condition. As you can see up at the top there's a little bit of edge wear. So if this comes back as a 7 or an 8, I guess I'd probably be happy with it. Ideally, I'd like to see nothing come back lower than an 8 out of any of this bunch, but we'll see how things go. The edges look pretty good on it. The card is pretty well centered, which is also a factor that they take into consideration. I don't see any major flaws with it, other than that edge wear at the top, which you guys can kind of see if you look at it there as well. It's really hard to see, actually, even in my camera. So hopefully this card comes back as a 7 or an 8. Really shooting for an 8 on this one. But graded, these cards go for a decent amount, and ultimately I probably end up I might end up selling some of these cards just to kind of make ends meet as of late. So this is the first card we're going to be sending off here. We got a couple more Japanese cards. I'm actually sending off 2 of these Neo Lugias. Now, this is another card that is really sought after as far as a high grade. I'm a little concerned about this one, only because I feel like this edge is bigger than this edge, so it's not perfectly centered. So I'm not sure what this would get. I may actually ask PSA not to grade this card if it comes, you know, back too low of a grade. Actually, I think I'm going to include that in the note as well. I'm going to talk to Tony about that as well. But this is a card that goes for quite a bit graded as well. So I'm really hoping to get a decent grade, at least on this one. This one may be a little bit of a trouble just because of that centering issue, but we'll see how things go. On the back here, we've got pretty much a perfect back. What you see here is actually on my top loader. It's got a little bit of tape on it. I don't know if that's on the card or not, but there's a little white dot right there. But I'd be happy to see both of these come back as this one I'd like to see an 8. This one I think might have a shot at a 9. It's pretty darn good. I'm not too worried about a lot of it. Another thing is potentially maybe a centimeter or 2 of the edge here being bigger than this, or this one being bigger than this one. But pretty good looking card. I love it. It's beautiful. Love these hollow patterns on these cards. They look really nice. No damage on the back here either. So, I mean, you see some stuff through my top loader, but that's about it. I don't really want to take them out of the top loaders. Really risk getting a lower grade once you take a card out of a top loader. So, there are those 3. Now, these next 2 are cards that I came into possession of about a year and a half ago. These are the 2014 Battle Fiesta Pikachus, and I got 2 of them for a really good price, too. So, I think it's time to grade them and potentially sell at least one of them. Not sure which one it'll be just yet, but both these cards I'm looking to come back either 9 or 10. They are completely flawless. Matter of fact, since they were shipped to me, I never touched them. I never took them out of here. I never did anything with them. The way they were shipped is exactly how they've come to me, and I've never touched them since. So, I've looked at them really closely, though, and I don't see any flaws or imperfections in either one of these cards. So I really think that these are going to come back as 9s or 10s. That's just my prediction on that. Next up, I'm going to save some of my other ones for last here. I'm going to show that one next, I think. I definitely want to save my best ones for last, though. I'm going to save those 2. We'll do this. Okay, so next up here, we've got the Gold Star Flareon. This thing is another one that I'm just really hoping comes back as a 10. I feel like it's going to get a 9 though, just based upon a little tiny bit of, not damage, but it's just a little bit out on the edge there. So I'm thinking it's probably going to come back as a 9. There's a little bit there too, potentially as well. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Yeah, there's a little whiting right there. So this might actually get an 8, come to think of it. I was expecting, when I first looked at it, to be a little bit higher, but this might come back as an 8. I'd be happy with an 8 on this one too. Other than that, the hollow pattern is perfect. It's pretty well centered, and that one little edge wear is the only damage that I see, so I'd like to see this come back as an 8. If it comes back any higher, that's just a bonus. Next up here, we got an Entei Gold Star. I purchased these cards a while back, I'd say maybe a year ago, and I got them for a pretty darn good price at the time. So I'm just going to give it a shot and see what this comes back as. This is my first experience with PSA, so I really don't know how they're going to come back. I'm just making guesses based upon what I would give them. But this is another one that I would expect to see get an 8 or 9. So really good shape. No real signs of major damage. A little bit of white right there, like a little dot. PSA is really picky, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this come back as a 7 or an 8. But we'll see how it goes. So there's that one. Next up here, we got a Suicune Gold Star, which also I'm expecting to come back as at least an 8. Another one that's really good shape. I don't even think this one had any edge whiting, does it? No. So this one has a shot at a 9 in my opinion. 10s are so hard to come by. I mean, I don't know how well the seller took care of this card previously. I don't see any signs of major damage or even any scratching or anything, so this might have a shot at a 10. A really, really low chance. But English cards in general, getting them a 10, almost impossible, but I'd be happy with an 8 or a 9 on this one. So next up here, I'm sending this baby off. Now, this is the one and the only Gold Star I have ever pulled myself. I'm really hoping to at least get an 8 on this one as well. I'm not sure if that will happen or not, because if you take this out of here, it is slightly bent, not like bent, but just it's kind of U-shaped. It's warped. That's the word I'm looking for. Very slightly. I tried to flatten it out the best I could, but you can never get it back to perfection. Yeah, I'd be happy with a 7 or an 8 on this, I think, because there is a little ding down there as well from probably doing the pack trick or something, but it's an old card and a very old pack, so I'd hope to get a 7 on this, maybe an 8. That'd be a bonus for me. Next up is this Alakazam Gold Star. I purchased this for a very good price thanks to my buddy, the Mega Evolution Guru, who saw it on eBay. Matter of fact, this one and the next card he pointed out to me, so credit to him for helping me pick this one up. Very, very, very good shape. I couldn't really find anything wrong with this card. That's on the top loader down there. I expect this card to get at least an 8 as well. If it gets a 9, that's a bonus. Again, it's so hard to get 10s though. I really don't know if that's ever going to even happen, but I'm really confident about this one. This is one of my best looking ones. I think this one has a shot of at least a 9, maybe at least an 8, maybe a 9. This is the other card that he pointed out to me. This is a Gold Star Raikou. This one was another one. I think this one was like 30 bucks off of eBay. And when I got it, I looked at it and I was like, wow, this card is in really great shape, because cards off eBay are so sketchy. You never know exactly what kind of condition you're going to get. So this one I'd be happy with an 8 or a 9 as well. I think it has a good shot of the 9, but it might also get an 8. That's where most of these cards are. I tried not to get too much worse than that. So happy with an 8 or a 9 on that one as well. Now we're going to move on to some Shinings here before we get to the really big ones. I got a Shining Steelix here, and this card, probably one of the best ones out of them, at least as far as the front goes. The back is a little bit rough. Matter of fact, let me look right there. I think that this one's going to come back as a 7. I think that's probably the best I could hope for on this one now that I'm really looking closely at it. But a 7 is still pretty good. I'd be okay with that. Like I said, first experience with PSA. I just want to see what I can get with them. Next up is a Shining Gyarados. This is another card that I purchased off of eBay for about 20 bucks or so. I may actually not send this one because now I'm looking at it and it does have a ding there at the top. I may not get this one graded. Yeah, there's a ding right there. Come to think of it, I think I will probably just keep this one then and not grade it. That ding right there kind of puts it out for me because the rest of the card is in really great shape, but I think because of that it might end up getting a 6. I don't really think I want to get a PSA 6 Shining Gyarados, so I might just hold on to this one. We'll see. I'll talk to Tony and see what he says on this one, but nonetheless, I never did show this card off on camera, so you guys can see finally that I did pick up a Shining Gyarados. Alright, so now we're going to get into the big ones here. First one, Mewtwo Gold Star, graded. These cards go for quite a bit, depending on the grade of the card itself. This one, this one is really, really nice. I struggle to find imperfections in this card. I see one little tiny dot of white, like right there. It's almost not even possible for the camera to pick it up, but it's right by my thumb. Other than that, this card is in great shape. I fully expect to see this get an 8 and quite possibly a 9. A very small chance at a 10, but definitely an 8, a solid 8. Guaranteed this is going to come back as a really good shot at a 9 as well. All right, and this one, I got this card, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago or something like that. Oh no, it was a couple months ago. This Pikachu Gold Star, when I got it, I couldn't believe it. I actually got it from a retailer, and I just wanted the Pikachu Gold Star, and I finally got one. And this thing is just immaculate. I can't believe how good a shape that this is in. Again, same thing as the Mewtwo. It's got one little tiny dot right in the corner. I fully expect to see an 8 on this one, potentially a 9, small chance. Nah, not even a small chance. I'd say small chance at a 9, but definitely a solid 8. So I'm really excited to see what this comes back as too. I could be over grading myself here, but we'll see how it goes. Pikachu Gold Star is such a great card. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And then finally, last but certainly not least, Espeon Gold Star is getting shipped off to get graded as well. This is another one. I mean, it's a non-holo, so it's going to grade higher anyways because there's no chance of scratching on this really. But it does have a ding up here. That one I'm a little concerned about. Other than that, a little bit of edge white on the bottom. I expect to see this get a 7. Probably not an 8, but small chance at an 8. I think this is going to at least get a 7 though. So really excited to see how these PSA returns come back. Just wanted to give you guys an idea of what was being sent out and what to expect back. I might not send off, like I said, this Shining Gyarados. And if I don't, I'll probably replace it with something else. I don't know what though. Because the rest of my Gold Stars are not in gradable condition. They're good shape, but not good enough for PSA. So we're going to be sending this lot off here with Trainer Tony. Again, link in the description down below if you guys are interested in a PSA service where you don't have to actually purchase a PSA account. He just charges you by the card for 30-day service, which I believe is $15 per card or something like that. And then you pay for the shipping there, and that includes your return shipping back. So he has really good prices, and I'm going to give it a shot and see how things come back. So if Tony's watching, look out for these cards, man. It's going to be a fun one. I know you're doing a video on it too because this is a pretty big lot with some pretty rare cards, but I'm definitely excited to see how this goes. So anyways, guys, definitely look out for how this comes back, probably in a month and a half or so, and really hope to get some good grades. So you guys will see it first before anybody else, because I won't even look at them beforehand because I'm kind of scared. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this PSA send-off video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more TCG content here on the Pokemon Evolutionaries. And give us some luck, guys. We need some high grades on these. Give us the luck we need to get back some high PSA scores on these cards. And well, we'll just have to see how it goes. Hope for the best. All right, guys, until next time, I'm Professor K for the Pokemon Evolutionaries, and say goodbye to these cards for now, because they won't be in the background for quite some time. Take care.